Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. All right, let me just. I am having a meditation event. It's gearing up. It's using that already increasing 8-8 portal fire portal. I don't know, guys. Yeah, if you want to be part of the Abundance Amplifier event, it's a private event that's not going to be broadcast live here or any other platform. It's going to be private. Go check it out, meevolving.com/shop/abundance-amplifier-event. So I'm going to do a reading. What I heard for this reading is blessings on blessings on blessings. Yeah, blessings on blessings on blessings. All right. Ooh, ooh, wee. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Let me just get some of these. Yeah. Okay. I'll pull from this deck. Let me, my office is discombobulated right now. My desk is discombobulated because I was doing a whole bunch of stuff. All right. Just getting these cards ready. This I can pull from. All right. How are you guys doing? Whew, my goodness. My goodies, my goodies, my goodies, not my goodies. Yeah, no, not my goodies. Serious, not my goodies. Almost ready, guys. Almost ready. So, last time I went live, I think it was yesterday, not sure, but there was talk of taking your power back, right? It was a super intense reading. And it's this thing of like, if you're willing to take a chance on you, I think it's going to really pay off. There's like an energy to it that it's a very interesting energy, one of creation, an energy of just very elevated type manifestation. I don't know if that makes sense. And we have to make sure that we understand what's at stake here, right? What I heard is blessings on blessings on blessings. What does that mean? It means exactly what I wrote. Blessings on blessings on blessings. Oh, Mindy, it was intense. You might not want to watch that one. You know what I'm saying? I know you're very sensitive to energy. I don't know if you know, but I know that you are. And it was intense. You might want to skip that one. Ooh, yeah. Mm. Oh my gosh. Let's get started, okay? So, ooh. Okay. So, here's the thing. Here is the thing. Concealment. What this is telling me is that some type of plan, some type of something is definitely being hidden from you. Are you hiding this from yourself? It's making me really hot. Sorry. Oh, hey, don't fall. Hold on. It's making me really hot, like really, really hot. Hold on. Let's tie this up. Okay. Something's being hidden. It feels very intense, very intentional. I don't know that it's a bad thing, right? But it feels very intense. Very, very intense. And whatever this is, it's almost like you have your back turned to it. You're You're very unaware. I don't know if are you intentionally unaware? Are you feigning lack of awareness? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But whatever this is, it's something that could turn your whole foundation upside down, right? It like turn the just turn it all upside down, and that might not be a bad thing. It might not. It might be something where it's like um you need to be turned upside down in order to empty all the compartments of the things that are really no longer applicable, things that maybe have only been serving to weigh you down. So this can be a good thing because look, prosperous, prosperity. Oh, Mindy, stop. So, okay, here's the thing about me. I'm I don't feel like Mindy's coming on to me, but I feel like we're both super flirtatious just because that's who we are. Because that's who we are. Stop it. Don't think things like that. Mindy is just amazing, is what it is. You guys need to go check her out on Insta. But should I not have said that? Okay, let me stop. I be busting people out. Mindy is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. I'm so serious. I'd be like, girl, that sassy spice. Mindy, I don't know if you know, you probably do. I don't know. I used to do photography and I'm over here like, oh. The way that she just knows her angles, the lines that she creates. It's one thing for you to be able to create an image, which is a static thing, but girl posts videos and like the movement, the grace, the way Mindy just knows how to work all the lines. I'm like, and then the outfits are adorable. The aesthetics, I'm saying. That was good. It was good. It was good. Anyways, prosperity. Now that I've made it super awkward, um, and you guys, I know people get ideas. I know some people have gotten ideas in the past. Like I just have that type of personality and energy. Don't ever think that I'm actually flirting with you. It doesn't matter if you're a female. If you try and get at me, like my husband don't care if you're a female. He's just like, no, knock it off. Don't be disrespectful. Because I know that Mindy knows what I'm talking about. There's just this unspoken understanding where it's like, we just see it, right? There's no actual weirdness. But you know. I don't even know why I had to put that disclaimer. What I'm saying is, no, y'all don't come in my inbox thinking that like, oh, she kind of swing that way. I don't swing at all. I don't even dangle. I'm lovingly held in the strong manly hands of my husband. There's no swinging or even dangling. He holds me ever so gingerly. So leave me alone. Anyways, grounding. So whatever this is, like it turns you upside down, right? It empties everything out. And then that creates a space for the prosperity to enter. Once the prosperity enters, then everything needs to be grounded into this life. Just saying. Sorry. I'm sorry. I was like, oh my God, is that my tita? Oh shit, let me stop. I'm supposed to wear glasses, but I'm not wearing it. So it's just, don't mind me. Don't mind me. You need to ground it into this life. You need to bring it into manifest form. You're going to get the energy before you get the actual end result, right? You're going to get the energy of it. If you continue to push that energy forward, that's how you're going to manifest the very thing that needs to be manifested. Again, it is up to you how you're going to handle this. Okay. Winter. For the past however many readings, this winter keeps coming in reverse. No. For those of us who are going to push this through, who are going to actually accept, allow ourselves to receive the blessings on blessings on blessings, it's going to make winter really cush. Oh, I like that. Like purple kush. I don't partake in any of that. I know people think I do, but I don't. I don't even partake in Tylenol. Ew. I don't. Ew. Anything that's not chelated or sprouted, I don't partake in any of that. That's just ew. So it's gonna be cushy. Something's gonna come through over the next couple of weeks, but again, you have to participate in this, right? Long gone are the days where you're going to be able to just be like, I'm just going to think about it and it's going to happen for me. You can think about it all you want, boo. You can fixate, you can create like journal entries, you can create a vision board and all of that. Unless you allow yourself to harness the opportunities, it's not going to happen. It's just not. Um, our partners are helping those in need of a financial boost. Ooh, it's gonna be a financial boost. Oh my God. I like that. Because now I'm over here trying to quantify, like, how many more people can I help with this? Like, how much? What type of boost? Enough to build a sanctuary? You know what I've been really having go through my head, like, nonstop for days now? Like, I just need to buy a property that's like, I don't know, like an old, it doesn't have to be old, but like an apartment complex or maybe like a multi-unit dwelling with no less than 15 to 20 units so that I can begin really just changing lives. That's going to take money. There's going to take some monies. So it's kind of like I don't know. I don't know why I'm sharing this. Maybe I shouldn't share it. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. I don't want to buy it under my name though. I want to buy it under the church so that we can begin really giving people who are very disadvantaged, those who are wanting and ready to make that change, right? To really just completely shift their entire life. And all they really need is a shelter, a space to be able to collect their thoughts, um, a space to be able to like lay and rest for a day or two, and then begin the job search and providing them with some type of training on how to really just elevate um their interview skills, uh, teach them how to do the resume stuff. I mean, just, you know what I'm saying? And then working with other organizations that could provide us like vouchers for the work outfit that they could use for interviews. I'm fucking ready to change people's lives. I'm not I'm not wanting or needing um to save anyone. I just want to be able to create opportunities for those who are ready to save themselves from the pain and all of that really disharmonic thought process. I would love- I don't even care if I own a home. I could just keep renting for forever. I really don't care. Been there, done that. No, mm, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. But to be able to own something where it's like, especially, single mothers, and to have them like come together as a community, and single fathers too, single parents, to have them to be able to do some type of co-op where they take turns, you know, watching the children and stuff so that childcare can kind of be included. Oh my God. I'm saying I need to win that billion. I just do. Then I would do this in so many cities simultaneously. You know what I'm saying? Mm. I just want it so bad. I just want it so bad. I want it. I want it. All right. Anyways, clearance. So things are being cleared to be able to fit actual blessings, right? Um, Sometimes you need to clear things because what's been happening is you've been packing your pockets with just like nonsensical items. I mean, stale tater tots, used napkins. I mean, what is it? What's in your pockets, right? Um, oh, big settlement payout at the end of the month. That's a potentiality. I would love that. I would love that. Mm. There are things I would love to share with the community, but it's not time yet. It's definitely not time yet. And everything within me and everything projected beyond me. It's going to be something that will be carried forward. It's definitely going to be something that will be carried forward. I will not stop until we create the potentiality that comes into manifest form, right? We, meaning myself, my fears, my insecurities, my worries, my confidence, my tenacity, my driven nature, like all of that, right? All of that. All the parts of me, the beautiful and the ugly parts of me, until we create that opportunity for us to be able to bring these things to fruition for our community, right? Because I'm realizing a lot of the things that's going on with what needs to be cleared, um, it extends beyond just me and my existence, right? Because of the way things were presented, the way things, um, certain individuals moved through the malignant actions and malignant intentions. Um, the community got involved. Not like, "Oh, you guys got involved because I was struggling and you felt bad for me." No, threats were made to the community. So now all of this is gonna have to benefit the whole community. It's like reparations need to be paid. Um, oh, I wanna share this. Oh my god. I remember one time someone who was a total idiota. Let me just let me calm it down. Um, Kept trying to gaslight me into this space of trying to believe that I needed to like be mature and like get over it. Like you need to forgive. Jesus forgives. You fucking look like you smell like cheese. Fuck out of here with your shit. But I want to share this because I'm aware of this. Okay, hold up. This is not the one I want. Oh my God. It's this one. This is the one that I wanted to share. This is important. This right here, this little nugget that I'm going to share with you guys is super important. It's stuff that yeah, no, Mindy, why do you think I call them Swiss Satan? They look like they smell like cheese. Always super greasy looking and stuff. And not even like luminous, not dewy, just full on grease. Like, I mean, does your mother's basement not have a fucking shower? I'm just saying, you don't work. Address the cheesiness. Stop. All right, let's look. This right here, this is important. This is important because it feels like my spirit animal. Here. Oh, wait. Wait, let me just, I have to be able to hear. Okay.
Favorite Bible verse? Oh my God, thank you so much for asking. My favorite isn't so much like a verse as it is the whole book. It's actually from the extended edition, like the director's cut. It's called The Infancy Gospel of Thomas, and it's all about the childhood of Jesus. It was written between the years 180 and 200, which would make it like the youngest book in the Bible. But just for some perspective, the book of Matthew came out in roughly like the year 180. So that's not why it didn't make the cut. It was ultimately rejected because scholars generally agreed it just made for like, a real uncomfy depiction of Jesus. I unfortunately don't have my own copy of the book, but it is heavily referenced in this fun, spooky little number called Anathema Maranatha, which is about all of the curses and maledictions in the Bible. And it describes childhood Jesus as having a callous tendency to curse those who cross him. In the first story, he's like taking all of the water from this one stream and putting it into a pond and then making it like pure and drinkable. And then this other little kid comes along and like puts a stick in the water and is just, I don't know, like doing kid stuff. But I guess it dries up some of the water. And Jesus is so irritated by it that he looks at him and says, "From this moment, you too will dry up like a tree, and you'll never produce leaves or root or bear fruit." And as soon as he says those words, the boy withers away and is unalived. There's another story about Jesus just like hanging out in the town square when this little boy runs by him and accidentally bumps into him. And Jesus is so not having it that he looks at him and says, "You won't continue on your journey." And the boy immediately falls down unalived. At this point, the villagers are like, "Joseph, you need to get your shit together. This is out of control. Your kid keeps unaliving all of our kids. Either like use some different discipline tactics or get out of town." And Joseph is like, "Ugh, moving's such a pain in the ass. I'll just talk to him." To which Jesus responds, "I know these are not your words, and I'll keep quiet for your sake, but these people must take their punishment." And as soon as he says that, all of the people who complain to Joseph instantly go blind. Now even Joseph is like, "Dude, what the fuck?" And he grabs Jesus by the ear to like scold him further when Jesus says, "Don't you know that I don't belong to you? Don't make me upset." There's like some nicer stories too. There's a bit where this kid gets bitten by a snake and Jesus like calls the snake out of the forest to come suck the venom out of the little boy and save his life. But then Jesus does make the snake spontaneously combust. So it's funny because I used to always joke that like I'm fine with Jesus. I just think his dad's an asshole and his fan club sucks. But the truth is Jesus was kind of a dick too. Like metal as fuck, but a dick nonetheless.
I'm saying, you guys, I'm saying, I actually, before chinga that took my fucking laptop, these chingaderas took my fucking motherboard and melted it. I actually had a PDF copy of that. I'm like, gangsta. He was gangsta. I mean, granted, I don't know that I would be okay with my children unaliving people. I'd be like, "Hey, knock it off." I would. I'd be like, "Hey, look, I like what you did with the pond. Everybody needs some clean water. Knock it off, though." Okay. Yeah. And then, like, if my child were to be like, "Don't you know I don't belong to you? I never said you did, but guess what? The fact that you traversed my vaginal canal tells me that God asked me to babysit you till you go home." Yes. Yes, I would. Joseph just was not fast in his game. You know what I mean? Like he didn't know how to respond. And that's probably why Jesus was a little bit out of hand during his youth. You notice in the Bible, they don't really talk about what happened to Jesus. Like he disappeared and then he comes back as like a 33-year-old grown ass man because he was acting a fool. I mean, granted, He learned how to control it. He learned how to control his rage. Righteous rage. I don't know that he was fully wrong. I think it was a little heavy-handed. But I mean, I don't know that it was. He probably should have just put them in timeout. He was just correcting people left and right, is what it is. So when people tell you that Jesus turned the other cheek, no, that's grown Jesus. You're not yet grown. Okay. Until you can transcend the suffering of the human experience, you're still in the childhood of your consciousness, which is okay. You will eventually grow beyond that and be able to see that part of the reason why you're here is to seek out and implement solutions for yourself as well as for others so that we can kind of, keep it moving a little bit. But I mean, until then, you know, I mean, yeah, rock out with your cock out. I'm just saying, Okay, anyways, so whatever this is that's being geared up to be cleansed, it actually needs to be banished. The caca needs to just go. It needs to go. When farmers process um cow manure to turn it into wait, what? Fertilizer, right? They don't just leave it exposed or anything like that. What they do is they cover it. If you ain't never been to Los Banos, if you've never been along that space of California between the Bay Area and the Southern Bay Area, they have tons of cows there. It's like Coalinga. But they don't leave the poop laying around. They bring it all together, pile it up into a huge mound, lay white tarp or whatever plastic that is over it, and then they put tires over that. They let it percolate. They let it heat up a little bit. And as the bad bacteria kind of, goes through its process, the heat of the good bacteria breaking down the organic materials kills that off. When life starts to heat up for you, that's the bad bacteria being burned away, dying away. Let it go. Say a little prayer for it before you kiss it and give it back to Jesus. I'm sorry, you were not born to be the Messiah, right? You don't have to hold that on your shoulders. There are shoulders that are created by God itself that were designed to carry that kind of load, right? Let them carry it. Whoever that would be, maybe it's a thought, maybe it's a mindset, a frame of mind. We don't know. We don't know. Let that carry it, right? Okay. Oh, some people will be like, oh my God, that's so not doable. It is. It is doable. Look, literally doable. Look, okay. Doable. The key is within your grasp. So now you're being told that soul is making this happen. Good. Good. Do you guys want me to teach you a little something? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't just because no. No. For those who end up being part of this right here, the abundance amplifier meditation, I will teach you guys this. Please remind me. Remind me, okay? It has to do with pen and paper. So that's all you got to tell me. Emmy, it has to do with pen and paper. Can you please tell us what you said you were going to tell us? I will tell you. And it's going to be on the 5th. So there's going to be time for you to know this information, gather the necessary materials, which I promise you already have in your home, and have your own little fire ceremony during the 888 fire ceremony that I'm going to be doing live. So you're going to have your own little fire ceremony. Well, I do the public fire ceremony, and it's going to like quadruple what you're manifesting. Ooh, you guys, manifest good things for yourselves. Manifest peace, stability. Ooh. I'm saying it's just, it makes me like, ooh, ooh. And there's no kit that's going to need to be purchased. Like, I'm just going to tell you what to do. And again, I promise you, you have these things in your home already. And you'll be able to kind of get centered within yourself, to be able to have your own little, personal fire ceremony to further amplify your manifestation capacity while I push it all the way through. Okay. Card number 3, detox, cleanse and restore yourself. You have to really, really allow the purging of the things that are unnecessary. Don't let things bother you at this point. No, no, no. When next time someone starts shit with you at work, they're starting with their want. You could just be like, no, like that. Like, no, I must go. I'll talk to you later. That's what you do, okay? Dude, I promise they're gonna be like, what? What? What just happened? Not a damn thing, Smokey. Not a damn thing, Smokey. Not a damn thing. Card number 11, flashover. It's all in your head. All of these ideas that are leading to the fears, right? That are causing you to think like, oh my God, it's so not doable. Your soul tossed you the key. Yes, it is doable. Catch it, unlock the door, walk down the steps of the tower, and release yourself. Come on now. Card number 33, translucence. Love the darkness. As you do this, and it's probably going to, this opportunity is probably going to present itself during the darkest hour, right? Ooh, you know what that means? Oh my God, that was intense. Thank God I couldn't see my own face looking at the camera. I felt the energy of it. This will happen for you at the darkest hour when you are feeling like you are the most blind, the most incapable of walking, stepping forward, right? You're going to be carried forward, carried until your hair that's blinding you is moved from your eyes so you can see. The hair that's blinding you is the power you refuse to accept. That is the awareness of your personal power. Okay. You're going to have to love the darkness. I'm not talking about demonic things. I'm talking about love the spaces of shadow that exist within you, because guess what? That is where the most powerful portions of you are hidden away. Remember the very first card, concealment. What are you hiding from yourself? Are you hiding something from yourself? Because if you're hiding something from yourself, you have to be honest. I'm not going to be the one to be like, hey, so and so, you are hiding things. No, no. You're going to have to take accountability for hiding the truth from yourself. Okay. So, card number 9, euphoria, honor yourself, but it's in reverse. The things that you've been doing thus far, for some of you, not all, but for some, it's not been honoring you, your process, your needs. You got to stop. You got to let yourself kind of like carry forward, okay? Well, I'm going to have to really wrap this up quickly because, ooh, ooh. All right. Card number 11, diving for light. Typically, when this card comes out, it means you're so surrounded by the shadow of the unknown, the things that you feel like you don't know about yourself, right? These unrecognized components of you and your capacity. You have to dive deep. Dive. Go. Just dive. Just dive deep into it. Okay. Um, Card number 8, be the hunter, not the hunted. What this is talking about is you allowing yourself to receive, right? To allow yourself to receive. How do you do that if you're holding on to so much stuff? You just open your hands. That's it. You open your hands and you allow it to happen for you, okay? Card number 33, heaven sent in reverse. Um mm. Louise. I be gripping tight though. I be gripping my butt cheeks tight. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, you can grip tight, but eventually, um, your grip starts to fail. Eventually, it cramps. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience here. It eventually cramps, and then you're kind of left with like this sense of like, do I let go? Do I hold tighter? Sorry, guys. I hate how my straps keep falling. Okay. That's a survival tactic. You know what I'm saying? That's not heaven sent. I be feeling you so deep, boo. She's like, I'm a crampy ass bitch. Me too. Ew. Me too. I be crampy too. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So, you know, wait, there's a message coming through. It's almost like, what is that? What does that mean? A cramp. Hold on. Sometimes when we cramp, it's because of a deficiency. Okay, poor physical condition, mineral and electrolyte imbalance, tight and flexible muscles. Um, okay. Potassium, calcium, magnesium. I feel like it has to do with magnesium. Magnesium has lots of properties. It plays a crucial role in muscle function, nervous system, and energy production. Energy production. It helps to maintain blood pressure. So you're deficient in, it's almost like the metaphysical alchemical properties of magnesium. I want you to be careful about supplementation. If you're not medically inclined, you should absolutely ask your doctor. So, metaphysical properties of magnesium. Calming properties and improve creative visualization and imagination. It brings deep peace and silent relaxation during meditation. It stimulates passion in the heart and helps strengthen bones and teeth. But I want the metaphysical properties. Magnesite. I don't want magnesite. I want magnesium. They have magnesium crystals. It lifts the spirit while at the same time imbuing. Hold on. Wait. What? What is Oh, that's cute. It's cute. What? In like a morbid type of way. Okay. Um It has a calming effect on the nervous system. It promotes good sleep and calms overexcited nerves. It can help with depression, anxiety, inflammation. The crystal or the oil? I hate when they like playing with my emotions and stuff. Oh, because I clicked on the wrong one. They weren't playing with my emotions. I clicked on the wrong thing. Let's see. It fills the user from head to toe with its delicate, subtle energy. It lifts the spirits while at the same time imbuing the user with a sense of control over his or her life. All right. There's something to this. Michaela, can you just tell me? Just tell me. Ooh, finely divided magnesium readily ignites upon heating in air and burns with a dazzling white flame. The white flame. What? I'm a Witcher fan. Stop. You cannot not have expected that. What? You know what it is? You need to watch more Witcher because you don't have enough magic in your fucking life. Watch The Witcher and Blood Origins. I'm saying. You know, when I was watching Blood Origins and then they spoke about the Reaver sword, I was like, Mika, she has a Reaver too. He's like, I'm like, what? You're always irritated with me. I was so excited. I was like, oh shit. she has a Reaver. Does Michael look like the Witcher? Only if I ask him to. Stop. Yes, Louise. July 27th. I think that's what it is. Stop, you guys. I have to focus. All right. So, has to do with magnesium. Something with magnesium. What is the where does it fit on the element table? Okay. Group 2, atomic 12, S block mass 24.305. Okay. Is the 8th most abundant element. Magnesium oxide is the 2nd most abundant compound found in the Earth's crust. For every cubic kilometer of seawater, there are about 1.3 billion kilograms of magnesium. What does this all mean? What do you want me to know about this? Like the other alkaline earth metals, it occurs naturally only in combination with other elements, and it almost always has an oxygen. Okay. Ooh, it removes sulfur. Sprinkle it, bitch. So are you saying magnesium is the 2nd most abundant compound on the Earth's crust, and that there is 1.3 billion kilograms of magnesium for every cubic kilometer of seawater, because that was part of the deluge that came to cleanse the Nephilim from this earth. Their sulfuric acids, smelling like ripe ass rotten cheese and eggs. That's how they got washed away. Ooh, they got chelated. Oh shit! What does magnesium Does magnesium chelate? No, it doesn't. Okay, chelated magnesium. It's magnesium in a form that's easily absorbed by the body. It's used as a supplement to maintain adequate magnesium in the body. What is it good for? Too much stomach acid. Okay. The difference between chelated magnesium and non-chelated forms lies in the absorption rates and bioavailability. Okay. There's a huge message to this, but it's too much for me to do in a live stream. I'm fucking tired now. It got me so high. I'm tired. It greatly helps nerve and muscle function. If you struggle with BO and depression and stuff like that, spray it. I use magnesium. I use magnesium on my armpits and I have no BO. None. None at all. It doesn't even sweat. I don't think so. But I'm not really a sweaty person, so I don't know if that's the magnesium or what. But it definitely handles BO. We don't use any armpit stuff anymore. We just use magnesium. It's amazing for helping to drain your lymphatic system. It supports that. If you were to go to one of those bougie medical spas, and you wanted to drop tremendous amounts of water weight in one session, they would use, I believe, magnesium glycinate. I believe it's that form. They would put the oil all over your body and then saran wrap your ass and put you in a sauna. And you would, yeah, because it would cleanse, it would encourage the cleansing of your lymphatic system. It would cause it to begin to, move all that gunk out. And then on top of that, as it moves it out and it prepares it to be excreted from the body, magnesium is also highly supportive of healthy peristalsis, which is the wave-like motion that's within your digestive tract that pushes food down and out. Something very important has to do with magnesium, the clearing of this space. I guess if you would like to, view this in a more poetic manner, you could see it as something that was very, very challenging, something that you felt was very destructive and unbeatable, right? Something like the Nephilim, these giants and watchers of old, and you being just a basic human thinking you can't do it, there's no way you could win. And then here comes creation washing it all away, down to the traces, just washing it all away, right? Creation, your life, your soul, it has got your back. It is supporting you through this process. If you allow it to support you, it will. Free from judgment, free to love. You're still judging yourself. You're still in this space of finding it very hard to believe. What is so special about me that this would happen for me? What's not special about you? Just because you're incapable right now of seeing the gravity of your special nature does not mean suddenly all of these things that were intentionally created for you, all these opportunities and experiences, it doesn't suddenly negate that. It just doesn't. It just doesn't, you know? It doesn't. My whole life, I haven't thought I was special. I haven't felt special enough for anyone to really value my thoughts and perceptions, opinions on any given thing. Listen, I know I'm intense. I know I'm intense and I have Asperger's. So, if I'm interested in a topic, I'll like dive so deep into it that you'll be like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I gotta go. It's true. It's true. Ask me a question. If it gets me like, ooh, I will go off on a tangent like for a while. And I will give you a depth of information that you're like, what? And I'll be like, just trust me. I mean, you can look it all up later, but like, do you get it? That's just how my brain works. And just because I don't understand the value of what I'm sharing, it does not diminish or completely negate the value of it as seen by other people, right? I've said this so many times to so many people. I have no idea why y'all come and join me on live streams and feel like I'm actually saying or doing something that's so positively affecting your life and empowering you. I'm just like, I'm serious. I'm like, really? You got that from the live stream? Well, which one are you talking about? The one that just, because I totally felt like I was just being a bitch. True story. And then the person will be like, no. And I'm like, are you sure? Because I was going to take that down. I felt like, damn, I was extra. I was super bichacho in that one. I should take that down. That's embarrassing. Just because you don't understand and don't know whatever it is that other people value in you, it doesn't mean you're not valuable. One of the hardest lessons that I had to learn that ultimately shifted the trajectory of my life was that I don't need to understand. I just need to respect your opinion of me, right? I don't need to convince you that you're wrong, that I'm less than what you think, because that's me telling you you're wrong. I just need to be like, I needed to hear that. Thank you. I didn't realize I needed to hear that, because when people say these things to me, it really like straight to the heart. Literally, like I'm just like, oh my God, you know, not even joking. Every time it's like I'm hearing it for the first time. Every time I'm able to listen to someone who is adamant about taking a moment out of their session to validate me, to share with me whatever effects, beneficial effects that something I said or did, some way that I carried myself has had on them. Like, wow. I usually end up crying. Don't do that. Don't do it. I usually end up crying because it's like, really? Are you serious? You know, maybe I'm not meant to understand for the rest of my life. That's going to have to be okay with me. Right? Maybe there are things about you that you are not designed to understand. And in that lack of understanding, um, I guess you could say it kind of serves as a regulator, right? Like for me, ego is my regulator. My ego is inverted. When my ego flares, I don't feel this grandiose sense of self, this overinflated um, self worth, or any of that. When my ego flares, I feel very, very small, very, very insignificant. I feel like it's difficult to tolerate me. And I can't even keep going because I'll cry. I will. I'll get all up in my feelings. And the next thing you know, I'm fucking sobbing. No, no. I already know how my ego works. It's not, um, my ego is not something that needs to be killed or die or any of that. Whenever my ego flares, that is my soul regulating my perception. It's okay for me to view myself as a basic person. It's okay. Because me viewing myself as a basic person, I've gotten to a point now where it doesn't degrade me. It doesn't feel like a negative thing. I'm just a person. I'm just a person and I do what I do. That's it. Right? What if doubt is you being able to finally begin to hear the questions you have? Because when I think of it like in terms of children, if one of my kids asked me, "Hey, mommy, can I have water?" and I don't acknowledge it, they're gonna get louder because they assume I didn't hear them. "Hey, mommy, can I have water?" and I still don't acknowledge it, they're gonna get much louder, right? And my kids don't really have tantrums, but what will end up happening eventually is at some point, maybe after the third time, sometimes even only at the second time, they're asking me. They will get up from what they're doing and stand in front of me and like, "Mommy, I'm talking to you." Sorry. Oh my gosh. Wait, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, literally turned it on? I didn't mess up I didn't mess up your electric, did I? Because I'm trying to contain my energy. I'm feeling surges since the live stream started. I remember one time I was all the way on the other side of town. I had just arrived. My girlfriend didn't know. Um, and it was this thing of like someone tried to attack me energetically. And of course, at that period of my life, I was not going to defend myself. I was just going to be like, whatever, just stop. Right. And since it was something, a type of attack that was going to create problems for me, like injure me in some way, what ended up happening was it triggered a twin response, which that's an automatic thing. Um, between a pair of actual twins, not I've identified you and now that's what you are, but actual twins, there's no need to communicate a need for additional defensive measures. The other twin will just know. And I'm talking about the higher selves, not the human. The other twin will just know and come and defend you, right? So that's what happened. Someone tried to um, attack me severely, and it created a response that was so intense that if for a moment, a momentary um, part of that, there was a merger, a convergence that needed to take place in order to harness the type of defensive energy that was necessary. And because I was basically unwilling to defend myself, um, that energy wasn't fully insulated, and so it grounded itself by entering into the electric grid. I don't know how far we were from a electric line, but I just know the electricity went out. It was like there was a huge explosion type thing. I didn't notice it, but it was like there was this huge explosion type thing. And then the electric went out for, I think, the whole city. And within a few minutes of that happening, my girlfriend on the other side of town was like, "Are you in town?" I was like, "Yeah, we just arrived." And she goes, "You just took out all the electric." It wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't. At least not on purpose. It wasn't me. She's like, "Girl, what's happening? What's going on?" I was like, "Because people keep trying to hurt me. I just I'm just living my life." And she totally was like, "You have to fight back." She's so gentle too. She's such a gentle person. She's like, "At some point, you're going to have to fight back. You're going to have to defend yourself, because this stuff happens when you don't defend yourself." So, it's all good. They got the power back on after a few hours. That's all good. Card number 9, what do you feel? Blessings on blessings on blessings. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. Blessings on blessings on blessings. Let the blessings in. Let them go all the way in. Okay. Card number 37, focus on the light. It's a little nugget of light that you're going to be given. The light representing an awareness. Focus, on your awareness of what it is that you need to know in this moment. actually in any given moment, your soul's consistently talking to you. Emotions. The emotions are also indicators of what is going to be brought to you, what is going to be gifted to you, when it will arrive. You'll begin to feel an increase in like anxiety and things like that. Um, for some of us who are very sensitive but haven't learned yet how to harness that sensitivity, what will happen is you will misread a lot of this and you will feel very off. You will feel, again, elevations in anxiety. For some of you, it might register as an impending episode. If you have episodes of mental health struggles, emotions, things like that, it could register as that. You got to be careful about identifying it as something that it's not, though, because as you identify it as something that it's not, it's elevations in manifestation capacity. If you're going to identify it as depression, you're going to manifest a cycle of intense depression, right? I was watching this video where this social media monk, I don't know, he wears monk outfits and he speaks with an accent. So I don't know. I don't know if he's called Modern Monk or something like that. Anyways, I'm sure you've seen him at some point. I saw a video where he was talking about depression and how like depression and quite a few other types of mental health struggles, um, really the root of it is a lack of movement, stagnation of energy, stagnation of thoughts. You're sitting in front of a screen so much, you're just very sedentary. When you're out in the outdoors, and allowing the sun to touch you, allowing yourself to be immersed around other living things, it does something to you. It really, really does. And then the movement, it helps to get the energies to flow. And I was like, I can see what he's talking about. I have similar beliefs. And then I look at the comments and everyone is just so bent out of shape about him talking about depression can be improved with movement. If you allow yourself to be outdoors, um, to do things that require movement, physical movement, it can help. Everyone's like, no one chooses to be depressed. He didn't say you chose that. And I think the problem that prevents your blessings on blessings on blessings from coming in is when you begin to identify as acknowledged pathology. So, um, I see diagnoses as a way to help you to identify the potential root causation of what you are struggling through. It's not telling you what your identity is, right? There's a difference, and I don't know if this is going to make sense. There is a difference between stating a fact of I struggle with depression and saying I am depressed, because you're identifying as this intended to be momentary, temporary struggle. You're now identifying as that and it's being prolonged. I'm saying this as someone who, for my one of the cycles, the longest cycle that I've been in clinical depression was somewhere between 6 to 8 years. Okay. Mhm. I'm not someone sitting on the bleachers talking my ass off about things I don't know. One of the ways I was able to shift that was no longer identifying as the pathology that is recognized, acknowledged by a medical team. It's not me ignoring that, pretending that it's not. No, 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 no. It's me like, okay, so I am going through something. Now what can I do to resolve this? To create change for myself. Movement is one of the best ways to create change, especially if you work out. high intensity type workouts, especially. Ooh, when you lift heavy, when you do HIIT workouts, when you do calisthenics, all those different types of things that can be very high intensity, interval training. Um, your muscles go through this process that causes them to begin to secrete certain types of substances. These are the feel good hormones. How is it that I can't really do much? I'm still recovering from whatever the hell death plague I caught last month. I'm still messed up. And I can't do much. Even live streaming really zaps me. I was telling my family that it zaps me. I'm exhausted after I live stream. I'm exhausted. Yet I can go to the gym and work out heavy. I'm almost back to my baseline from before I got sick. I'm almost back. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm almost back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm fine as I work out. As a matter of fact, I feel really good after I've worked out. My body feels stabilized, my emotions feel stabilized, my mental feels stabilized. I feel anchored in my body and fully present. I'm tired. Yeah, it takes me a little bit longer than normal to recover from that, but I feel good. It's like the energy, the life force inside me is flowing again. Why is that? You were made to move. You were never designed to be sedentary in your physicality, your emotions, your psychology. You were never designed to be stagnant. Yet here comes society, professionals, specialists. These are people who are specialists in a concept, not a specialist of you. When you are participating in a system that compartmentalizes an individual and breaks them down into separate organ systems, failing to see that those organ systems work synergistically, so that if one is affected, it will affect another and another and another and another. They can't even see you as a whole being. Why would you ever listen to that type of person? Yes, they've spent years in their chosen field of expertise. They're probably a good person to ask questions, but not a good person to dictate to you who you are, how you are, and what to do. They can give you suggestions, but they have no idea who you are. None. They spoke to you for 15 minutes. Oftentimes, these days, they don't even make eye contact. They're staring at a screen the entire time they're asking you questions and clicking away. So, you are an expert of yourself. You know what you can handle. You know what is challenging you. I'm not going to say what you can't handle. You can handle way more than you realize. And the things you can't handle, it's merely inviting you to rise to the challenge. That's it. That's it. What can you actually do? Because if you're going to convince yourself you can't, you're not worthy, before you even try, before you even experience the beginning portions of it, you're going to block it. So I think it was my last workout. Yeah, yesterday. I was deadlifting. And my first set, I was just only going to do 2 sets to kind of prime my posterior chain. And my first set, it was, I don't know, like 200 something pounds. And yeah, I totally was like, I don't know if I can do it. It's been a while, my body atrophied. And I was like, no, you're doing it. You're doing it. You have the wrist wraps. You have no excuse. You have no excuse to at least try 1 rep. I want to say maybe it was like 250 that I was trying to deadlift. And so I tightened the grip quite a bit, got it real nice and tight because I have a weak grip. But with the straps, that doesn't factor in, not until you're approaching failure. I tightened it real tight. I got myself into position, pulled my shoulders back, yanked it a little bit to create tension. I dropped my booty and then I drove through my heels. I picked that shit up. Easy peasy. And I was holding it and I was like, okay, that's it. Just we'll take some weights off. And as I set it down slowly, no, bitch, pick it up again. And so I did a full set. A full set. I think for that I had my set 8 reps for that set. Yes. 8 reps for that set. And I did it. And I was feeling myself after that. I was like, bitch, I told you. I looked in the mirror, tooched the booty, like, yeah. Yeah. No, I had my little like, yeah, I'm celebrating. I did it. And then it was time to do it again. I just finished doing it. I fucking promise you, I couldn't lift it the second set. Why? I could have gone past 8, but I was like, don't push it. Don't push it because you're not trying to do this movement to failure. Okay. Don't push it. Just do 8. The second set, I couldn't do it. Why? Well, I got all up in my head about, oh, maybe I'm pushing it too much. I'm just barely recovering. Well, what if I pull something? Oh, my hamstrings are going to be super tight. That's going to pull my kneecaps out. Oh, man, I'm going to have to work my tibialis after this. I got all up in my head. And all it took was about the 5 seconds that I was wrapping the wrist wraps around the bar again. And because I convinced myself of all sorts of just hypothetical shit, I was like, all right, I fucked it up. That's it. I got to take 2 plates off. I got to take the plates off. I got to take 2 off. It's just, that's how it has to be. And that's it. I already messed up my mindset for it. Now I really have to deal with the ramifications of how my mental space has affected my physiological. So the second set was much lighter. I took 90 pounds off of the bar and I should have been able to do that easily. I struggled and I only did 3. I only did 3 because unfortunately for me, when I get all up in my headspace and start overthinking and silently, criticizing myself, I clench my ass cheeks. It's true. I clench my ass cheeks. It's fucking annoying and I can't unclench it. And once my ass cheeks are clenched, I get a pelvic tilt. And it's just screwed. That's it. That was done. Couldn't do any more. I couldn't do any more because I was fighting myself as half of me wanted to release the shame and the guilt and the shit talking I was doing to myself. And the other half was like, no, you need to hear this. Like, bitch, shut up. Right? Yeah. So half of me was like, yep. Oh, I didn't have a butt wink because I was deadlifting, but if I was going to try and squat, which was what was next, I was definitely going to be winking with both eyes. So with what was next, it was supposed to be squats and good mornings. And I was just like, I'm just going to shift to a whole different set of exercises so that I can burn up my frustration with myself. Because I knew what I did. I set myself up for failure, even after having just experienced success. In what ways do you set yourself up for failure? How often do you do this to yourself? More than just at the gym, in your relationships, at work, at school, with your family. How often do you do this to yourself? Look for the ways, the signs that you are doing this. So when you begin to see it, you're going to be like, okay, stop. Shift direction. Shift direction. You guys hear me shift subjects back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then randomly, I'm going to start singing snippets of a song. I'm shifting gears. When you hear me singing or humming something, I'm stimming. That's a form of stimming. I'm oversaturated with information, thoughts, all of that. I'm far overstimulated, and the stimming helps me to release that. If you look at it in terms of driving a car, me singing, stimming, it's like me popping the clutch because I'm about to change gears, right? There's no point in you revving and revving and redlining. You're just breaking your shit. There's no point. If you think you can reach 40 miles an hour on first gear, I hope you got the money to replace your shit because you're going to fuck it up. Right? So typically on a manual vehicle, there's 5 gears, right? You start with the first gear, pop the clutch, second gear, pop the clutch, third gear, until you get to 5th gear, which you've maxed out the gears and it's not much torque left. It's just whatever horsepower. And I learned because my husband is into racing and stuff. He was telling me about where the power is. What gear do you think the power is? 3rd gear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3rd gear, smack dab right in the middle. Smack dab right in the middle. That's what you want. You're in 5th gear. You need more power. You want to cut someone off. What are you going to do? Press on the gas? No. You're going to quickly press on the clutch and ram that bitch in 3rd. That type of downshift. Vroom! Damn, the torque, baby. The torque. I'm saying. Yeah. When you've maxed yourself out, sometimes you have to downshift into your power gear. Where is your power gear? It's in the middle. You are most powerful in the middle. Because, yeah, you're going to increase your RPMs, but you can reach some pretty fast speeds in 3rd gear. Or you can decrease the RPMs and go pretty slow. When I was in my crazy state, I was like hyper independent. Like, I'm going to pay for all my stuff. And I was budgeting all my things because I was like, I'm grown. I was trying to maximize the amount of gas consumption. All right. I was trying to be efficient. So what would I do? Well, off the launch, I would be in 1st gear and I would take it to about 5,000 RPM, somewhere in there, 45, 5,000. And then instead of shifting into second, I would go straight from first to third. And I would take third just like that. And then I would shift it into fifth. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. And I don't know where my logic comes from. To even out the wear and tear on my brakes, I often, if I'm not in a slow, no incline or decline, I would actually just keep it in neutral. Either have the clutch in, pop in neutral, or I would have it in neutral and have the e-brake slightly up. It's just too much. Don't put me in a car that's manual. It's too fun. It's just too fun. But your place of power is third gear, it's center space. What if it's you're starting to stall, pop the clutch again. Pop the clutch. I I I used to have fun driving stick in San Francisco. Could you imagine? And they go like really, really close to you. You're like at such a high grade of incline and you're at a red light. And as soon as it turns green, they expect you to launch off the line. And it's like, relax. And so, yeah, no, they're inching and inching. And if you even slide a little bit back, you're going to rear end the person in back of you. So I mean, it was fun. It was fun. You would push both, pick up the brake, keep the clutch in and let it, and then drop the brake and release the clutch. And you just, it's fun. I'm a responsible driver. I'm a responsible driver. Card number 7, celestial teacher. You're being taught something in this period, okay? The blessings that are coming to you are the rewards that are going to be given after you learn the very thing you need to learn. 2 cards just fell. Ooh. Okay, sorry. Further confirmation. Walk your truth. You're not walking your truth. If you walk your truth, you're going to come into a space of power that's going to create stability, right? You're going to come into a space of power that's going to create profound stability for you. Hi, Aunt Shell. Oh my gosh. If you lived in Califas when we were like teens and stuff, I'm sure I would have seen you at the quarter mile. Smelling like slicks. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. So, this is interesting. As you enter into that power and enter into a space of stability, you're going to begin to develop the ability to love yourself unconditionally, meaning you will have periods where you're doing great. You know, you're your biggest cheerleader, you validate yourself, you do this self-love thing, and then you'll enter into shorter periods where you are feeling so much annoyance and frustration with yourself and speaking to yourself harshly. And then when you realize that you're doing that, you're going to be like, okay, stop. I don't deserve that. Stop. Unconditional love is not about never seeing your faults, your shortcomings, and never getting irritated and frustrated with yourself. Unconditional love is about allowing yourself to go through the full motion and emotion and then being able to consciously choose to bring yourself back to that third gear center space, right? Like, I was telling my husband, well, he told me this the other day. He just randomly looks at me and he's like, "You're my favorite person in this whole world." I was like, what? You know, I loved it. I loved it. And then today I was telling him, he took me on an excursion And I was telling him that he's my favorite person too. And I was thinking about it in my head, and it's like, he's got to be my favorite person because I don't enjoy anyone else's company quite like the way I enjoy his. But that's not all. No one can make me as fucking livid as this man can and still be safe around me. I'm saying. And I still love him. That's unconditional love. Knowing that there's room for me to possibly feel disappointed or upset about something he says or does, but also knowing just because that happens doesn't mean the amount of love that I have for him and love that he has for me, that's not going to change that. That's like established. That's there. That's solid. That's a given. That's a constant. Right? That's a constant. That's unconditional love. Being able to be yourself, knowing that there's no adverse punishment type thing if a part of who you are is unacceptable in that moment. I thought I was in trouble. I saw your comment and I thought I was in trouble. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know why. I had to read it like 2 more times, like, oh, book entry, calm down. I have sat my ass down somewhere, okay? I am seated right now on the face of a kitty cat. I have satteth my asseth down. I'm saying I didn't die earlier. I didn't die. I'm good. Okay, compassion. I think part of what blocks our blessings from coming in is a lack of compassion that we have for ourselves as we go through the movements. Those movements are necessary in order to create the waves of change, right? Mirrored souls. Okay. You? I suddenly have a headache. I am on the YouTube. I just they're giving me the vapors. I've got the vapors. Okay. There's someone out there that's mirroring the ways in which you're kind of upside down in your perception of yourself. They feel very upside down in their view. So here's the thing. Look at where the eyes are. Look at where the eyes are. She's looking down. She's oblivious. She's oblivious. And that one right there, I don't know if that's another she or a him. She or a he. Shim. That's a totality. She, him. He's looking straight at you. He's looking straight at you. You got their attention. I don't know if they is a single person or if they are like people within your community. What if they, because it was upside down, right? What if they pertains to someone who is very upside down in their view of you, right? Someone who maybe has bad intentions because it's upside down and you're oblivious to it. You don't give a fuck. Are you Swiss Satan? Go take a fucking shower. You look like you smell like cheese. It's someone that just, I don't know. The fact remains you're in a position of power. You are being given the opportunity to stabilize. You're becoming very, very stable within yourself and your perception of yourself, right? You're becoming very, very stable in that. And what needs to happen is you just need to have patience. You're all like bejiggity about wanting to be able to celebrate things right now. Like, stop. The main party is still being prepared. You're not even wearing your party dress. The makeup artist hasn't even come yet. Your hair's not even done. What the fuck are you so impatient for? Boo, you want to look fabulous for your party. You just do. You want to look fabulous for your party. You want to have um just the highest degree of your bestest assets, your bestest parts accentuated, right? Just accentuated. I remember years ago, like so many years ago. So I was a makeup artist and I didn't like doing weddings. I didn't want to do weddings, right? I would prefer commercial bookings, like published things, commercials, print, all of that. And one time because this was someone that I knew personally and they asked, and I was like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and I'll do a consultation for you to see if this is really what you want because I have a very specific day rate and bridal stuff is basically a day rate. And I would do hair too. So I finished their makeup and their hair and they were loving it. And then one of the entourage, one of the people in the entourage, the bridal court, whatever the heck it is, um, they were like, but wait, do you really want to pay blah, blah, blah for this look? I mean, you do makeup really, really good. You could just do it yourself, right? And save that money. Which for me, that's fine because I don't want to do makeup for a wedding. It's fucking chaotic for weddings. I don't like that. Everyone's stressed out the day of the wedding. And and then the bride looks at me and is like, "I'm sorry." Like, "No, don't be sorry. If you'd like to do your own makeup, you're absolutely free to. You can recreate this. You can try to. You saw what I did. You can try to. You have lots of makeup yourself." And uh yeah, no, boo. I am too weak for that shit because I will end up fighting someone. There's always gotta be one relative who is just like a thief of joy. Like, bitch, ain't nobody asked you for your opinion. She like her shit. It's her day. Let her look how she wants. There's always one person who's like that, right? But and the bride asked me, "Do you think I can recreate this?" I'm like, "You can try." And then she starts laughing. She's like, "Ew." And I was like, "No, I'm serious. You can try, but here's the thing. I see in you something you don't see in yourself. That's why you look like such a different version of you. You still look like you. You don't look like someone else. You still look like you, but a version of you that you've never seen. Because before that person said something, everyone that was there was like, "Oh my God, I've never seen you look like that. You look so good." Bitch, I'm a pro. No, I didn't say that. I was like, right? She looks so good. You're so pretty. And that's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, do you want to show up to your event like you just added more crusty ass icing on a stale ass cake? Or do you want to look freshly baked, freshly iced, freshly designed and adorned with expensive, exotic, edible flora? I'm sorry, boo. If you're going to spend $1,500 on a cake, you better look just as rich as the aesthetics you're presenting for your wedding. And that's real fucking, that's why I can't be a wedding person. Bitch, I know you're not spending $1,500 on a cake that ain't nobody gonna remember, but you can't spend on your face that everyone gonna look at and take pictures of. Boo, shift some of the budget. This is your event. If you want to use this as an analogy, I know you're not spending $1,500 to help someone out, but you can't even manage to let yourself spend the 300 you need for something you need. No. No. That is not how you bring blessings in. That is not how you bring blessings in. It's not to say you always have to spend excessively. But if you got a budget for a $1,500 cake, honey, some of that should be for your hair and your face. I'm saying. You are the center of the event of your life. I'm struggling to learn how to balance my desire to help others with my need to also provide for myself. I struggle with that often. I'm literally the person, like literally, I've had this happen so many times. I get out of my car in a downtown area and I'm, you know, I'm arriving for some type of appointment. And this was years ago. I arrived in downtown Stockton, which is Stockton. And right when I parked, I fed the meter. My kids were in their strollers and I had stopped. I think I like Burger King or something. And everyone was eating their breakfast, but I was trying to rush so I could get to my appointment early. And as soon as I turn around to walk in the direction I need to go, or park maybe 2, 3 blocks away, I see a homeless man wrapped in a blanket, and you could see the exhale coming from his mouth, the steam. It was a cold ass day, and he looked like he had a rough night. And I'm someone who struggles with hypoglycemia. I need to have a constant, back then I did. And if I get too far in that hypoglycemia, I'll get really close to passing out. It's bad. I dip to like 45 in a blood serum test. Yeah, when I check my glucose, it'll be like 45. That's like I should fucking be in the ER. And just give me some juice. It's all good. Give me some candy. So what did I do? And it was just me with a shit ton of toddlers and newborns. What did I do? Knowing that this is my condition. I interrupted the man gazing out into the distance. I said, "Excuse me, have you had breakfast?" And he just looked at me like, "Oh." And I'm like, "Do you want to eat? I got some food and it's still warm. You can have it." And I gave it to him. And then I kept walking to my appointment. And I continued with my day. How did that help me? It didn't. I endangered myself and my children. By doing that, I put myself in a very precarious situation. Luckily, one of the babies is a messy eater. He dropped all his tots and crushed them into the stroller. So I ate that. I ate crushed tots that were crushed by baby booty. Half eaten, half spit out. That's what I ate. But it was enough sugar. And as soon as we were done, I definitely had to rush and get to another drive through to get myself something. You know, not long ago, a couple years back, there was this person that I would interact with quite a bit. This was when I already began the Emmy Evolving thing and live streaming. And if you guys think that I help a lot of people now, I mean, if you had known me then, for those who did know me then and saw just how much I gave so consistently, um, you know, it was ridiculous. It really was. It was ridiculous. It was full on martyrdom shit. And I remember this one person said to me, it stuck with me. Emmy, if you want your dream of helping thousands and millions of people to come true, you have to stop squandering everything on helping one person at a time. I know it's hard for you to not give, especially when you know someone's struggling. But every time you do that, you push your dream further away. You have to come to terms with the fact that you're going to need to choose to see people struggle and do nothing for a short time until you have everything in place to help many people at once, or to let many, many people struggle for longer and longer and longer as you help one person at a time. And wow, wow, wow. The thought that just followed in my head right now is wow. Learning even deeper nuances of what I'm telling you. So it's this thing of like, what's even more mind boggling is that even now, years after that person said that to me, yes, there's been improvements. Yes, there's been growth. Yes, there are boundaries that have been put in place. I'm like, don't cry. Yet I still haven't outgrown the space that I live in, a space where I quantify my life and existence by how many people I have and have not yet helped today. We're growing. We're growing in the time that we need to grow. As long as we continue to progress, that's all we can ask of ourselves. I'm really fucking mad at myself. Yeah. I'm not even going to play the role of I'm in a space of Zen and like, oh, I'm in my head like, bitch, it's been fucking years. And you still struggle with this. Like, what the fuck? I have to accept the fact that I'm a giver. That's just what I am. That's not nice. Michael said, "No, you're not." And I said, "Why not?" He said, "Because you can't count yourself or label yourself as a giver when you give only to others and never to yourself." What would he say to that? What do you say to that? um, it is what it is. When you allow yourself to realize some of the ways in which you have figured out to avoid complete and total growth, and you have to adjust, and you have to allow yourself to account for the ways in which you need to play catch up in certain ways. Right? Ooh, Teresa. Teresa says, just remember a good percentage of peeps are NPCs. So we are on a good start to healing the world. And Michael says, a large bulk of the people that many of us in our community give to are NPCs. Because the ones who aren't NPCs, they tend to be the ones who keep very, very quiet in the ways they are hurting and suffering and needing even just a word of encouragement. They won't let you know, because in their head, you're going through your own thing. You don't need my stress. You don't need to worry about me. You're already carrying a lot on your shoulders. I'll be fine. Don't worry. How many of you do that? You don't tell anyone how much help you need. How long your head has been underwater. How long you've been holding your breath, waiting for this blessing to arrive, a blessing that cannot be submerged. And so, as long as you're holding your breath under that water, you will not get that blessing, because it's waiting for you to come up. Can someone tell me a joke? I don't like how there's a painful density to this type of conversation. It's a density that I don't typically like to be immersed in for too long. I understand it's a form of avoidance. Let me have my coping mechanisms. Integrity. Yes, it is best and in your best interest to select coping mechanisms that are healthy for you. But sometimes we get so caught up in our toxicity, our toxic cycles, that we don't realize we're doing that. What do you call a sleepwalking nun? Tell me. Tell us. Tell all of us. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. It has to be good. Aunt Shell, don't leave us hanging. And then we have Teresa. 3 nuns are at heaven's gate. Aunt Shell, can we carpool to hell? Can I ride in your basket? Can you scoot over? Okay, so let's go back to Teresa. 3 nuns are at heaven's gate. Archangel Gabe asked the first nun, who was the first man? Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, Lord. She says Adam and lets her pass. Teresa, you gotta type faster. My ADHD is dying. I can't stay focused long enough. And then what happened? What did they ask the second nun? Girl, please tell us. Oh my God. Oh Lord. I gotta calm down. You type perfectly fine, Teresa. This, what? Why? Why don't you play hide and seek with a hippie? Tell me. You guys gotta already have the answer typed out. I'm, my brain, you can't suspend me for this long. They stay peaking. I don't get it. Is that a reference? Is that like a is that like a reference? I don't know. Today I just found out the definition of a renegade. Like, what did my phone hear that caused it to show me this video? And then I realized, oh my God, I'm constantly like, ew, ho. I'm oh, I gotta just finish this. The second nun gets the question, who was the first woman? She says Eve. She gets the pass. Mindy did the punchline. I'm outie. Yeah. Okay, judgment. You have to be able to judge. You do. All seriousness, you have to be able to judge. The third nun, who is young, gets a question. What did Eve say to Adam when they were? Oh Lord. So for judgment. Oh, I knocked over all the cards. Okay. Judgment, right? Many people will tell you that it's not very spiritual or nice to judge others and this and that. Judgment is a component of discernment. You need to be able to judge right from wrong, safe from unsafe, all of that. They've gone ahead and they've distorted and very much convoluted the definition of judgment and the definition of condemnation. You are not to condemn. You are not to condemn, but you must use judgment. Okay. So card number 48, self-sabotage, but it's in reverse. Whatever this is, the invitations that you've been receiving from parasitic interference is trying to encourage you to be on board with the self-sabotage things, right? Your self-sabotage cycles. At some point, you're going to have to be like, no. So that's you saying no to continuing or initiating another cycle of self-sabotage. The third nun, who is young, gets a question. What did Eve say to Adam when they first met? She thinks and says, that's a... Correct, he says, and she passes through. Hey. Mm, um, I'm just gonna Teresa. Ooh. 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 Ooh, girl. That was a good one. That was a good one. I will say. I will give you that. All right. Andaran activation. So there are high levels of frequency that are coming through. Andarans are path pushers. You know what I mean? Path pushers. They push things through energetic pathways. That's one of the most powerful things, most proficient skills that they have. They push, path pushers. So there's things that are going to be pushed down that manifestation path, and you better make some decisions as to what that's going to be, okay? Don't let people walk all over you. Don't let people take advantage, exploit the fact that you are a giver. And don't tell nun jokes. Never again will I ask for nun jokes. I don't even know that I asked for a nun joke. I think you guys just started telling jokes about nuns. Yeah, I think that's what happened. I think you guys just started telling jokes about nuns. So, I don't know. All right. You know what? Let's just go ahead and do a ride share to hell, because seems like we're all going there. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Da, 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 da. All right. Now that my ADHD OCD combo is satisfied, let me put these lashes right there. Betrayal in reverse. You are not to betray yourself again. Okay? You are not to betray yourself again. You are not to allow this upside down cycle to happen again. You are not to allow yourself to enter into this space where you think wholeheartedly that you cannot overcome this. You are not to allow parasitic things in. There's one more card and it's in reverse, but I don't know what it means. Michael says, the distortions between those that have work to do together, it's being cleared out. It's being emptied out. Things are upside down and being shooketh like a salt shaker. Just absolutely shooketh. Things are being cleared out. You need to allow it. You need to allow the process to, progress in the way that it's going to progress. Or you just need to allow it. Okay? So the blessings are coming in. And if you're gonna ignore it, it's gonna just do whatever it does. It's gonna, I don't know, waft around. Who knows? If you're gonna allow yourself to really take it in and really be fully present as you take it in, allow it to integrate, I'd say you'd have some really good things happening. By I would say by September, I have a full expectation of tremendous life change that is beneficial. That components that I don't have right now, I will have. The necessary things, information, or whatever it is, it will come in. It will. It will come in. It will be something that it's good stuff. Between now and then, I mean, things are going to play out the way they play out. I need to allow myself to be open. You need to allow yourself to be open to fully witnessing, and just go with the flow. One of the things that I love the most is when I see beautiful things happening for other people and I tell them and I remind them that you definitely still need to do your due diligence so that this comes to fruition. But it's beautiful and it's amazing and it's definitely going to be something amazing. You're going to love it. Just you got to keep going, keep going. And they do, and it happens. And they message me and they're like, Emmy, you know what happened? That thing that it happened. And I'm like, yay. Right? Like, fuck yeah. That makes me so happy. And then one of the things that I dislike the most is when I tell someone something and they disregard it, which is fine with me. I mean, you should decide things for yourself. You should only do what resonates for you. I feel that wholeheartedly. But they disregard it and then they come back to me later on and they're like, Emmy, you were right. Everything you said, it happened. And that hurts my heart because I don't need validation. I don't seek validation. One of the most heartbreaking messages that I've received since publicly doing this work, there was a person who got a scan from me and I had told them like, hey, these are the areas that you have a parasitic latching. You need to have these things removed because they can affect the code expression in that area. And maybe I didn't explain it right. And I have a tendency to blame myself when this type of thing happens. Like if I had explained it better, maybe if I had been more passionate in the delivery of the message, you would have understood the gravity. You would have been able to avoid it. And I'm working on stopping doing that. But so they messaged me about a year or two later, I want to say. And they were like, Emmy, you're right. I just got diagnosed with oral cancer. And it's growing in the area where you said I had parasites. I'm like, that doesn't fucking make me happy. That doesn't validate me at all. I don't like that. I don't. You have the power to do with whatever information I share with you, whatever you want. You could ignore it. I'm not pressed if people disregard information that I share. It's like, I mean, you have your own life. It's no big deal. Right? One of the other times, and it was shared on the live stream. I was talking to Village Baby, and it was this thing of like, oh my god, do you walk home? Do you like what like? Do you walk a lot? And he's like, yeah, he doesn't have a car now, so he walks a lot. He walks everywhere. And I was like, they're going to try and run you over. They're going to try and run you over. Like, you better just head straight home because you better stay safe. And nothing happened. And then I don't know how long after that, he messaged me and he was like, holy shit. He paused. He was coming out, I think, of a gas station, and he paused. Just a moment pause. And he said if he hadn't paused momentarily, this car came through so fast that he believes strongly that it would have ripped his whole leg off. I was like, "Ugh, did it hit you?" He goes, no. I was like, oh, thank God you paused. I don't know if it was he paused because I messaged or something. I don't remember anymore. But he was like, holy shit. I was like, well, you didn't get hit, so it's all good now. Just you're fine. Just be careful though. You know, I feel like you have a right to do whatever it is you're going to choose to do. Just know a lot of blessings are being presented. You're going to become aware of it soon. Okay? If you allow yourself to pause and question even the things you're drawn to, you might start to begin to get your answer. There's a lot that I can't say in the live streams, and I'm still too my stamina is still too low from being sick for over a month at this point to go on the ME Talks, the ET Talks page. But I will say this. There are those who have accrued spiritual followers, right? They have a platform, they produce content, and they've accrued followers. Some have accrued many, many followers. And their message has been good so far. Things have been fine so far. Not all. I want to I want to say that first. Not all of them, but a large portion of those, especially with the larger followings, their actual code is being turned on. They have deceiver code. They'll use words similar to the words that I use, words that you're not familiar with, but cause you to feel some type of way, right? And it's not always a good type of way because they'll use these like really expensive sounding words. And they'll use it in such a way that causes you to immediately knee jerk reaction. Oh my God, you're so smart and I'm so dumb. I don't know any of this. If you dive into something long enough, you absolutely will know it too. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Give yourself some credit. So they'll use these words. I'll draw you in. For some of us, you'll be drawn in for a second and then something will click and you'll be like, something doesn't feel right. For others of us, you'll be drawn in, like drawn in. You have to be careful and apply this to me as well. Okay. You have to be careful. You have to begin assessing, why are you drawn? Why are you drawn? For me, it is not uncommon for me to make a beeline for specific types of people. It's a specific type of energy. I will be so drawn to it because they're demonic as fuck. I'm not even joking. You see, part of what my soul family is here to do, we are here to begin first terraforming the landscape of the human consciousness. We're here to begin shifting the whole paradigm, destabilizing it from the inside out. We're here to work on the planetary grid because our presence forces an upgrade and an uptake in frequency hosting capacity and capability of the planetary grid. We have many, many functions. One of the most, I guess, hidden, not spoken about type of functions is to seek out our fallen brethren, be drawn to them, and allow our presence and influence to give them the opportunity to choose to undo the fall, to take their broken promise and reunite it with divinity. Why are demons depicted with horns? The ark of their covenant with God was broken. Their halo, it broke and fell. So I'm drawn to them, not to extract them, but to remind them how it feels to be loved in their totality. To remind them that although they fell, there's still a seat for them at the table and food prepared for all of us. That they don't have to be hungry. They don't have to be so ravenous in their sense of starvation that they would consume the energies of other sovereigns. The only reason demonic things try and access your energy and feed from you is because they have fully believed that they have become separated from God, from source, from energy, from 0 point. And so they must feed or risk starvation and elimination. When I realized that, I lost my fear of demonic things. That's why I'm drawn to people who, some are full on demonic, not around me. They're usually afraid to show me that. I already see it full. They usually will only show me their light side. And I see everyone in their totality. I see you in the reality of who you are in this moment because of the decisions you've made that created the perceptions of self that you have. I also see the potentiality that's just behind that. So in this moment, there is a mad dash to harvest as much as possible. Why do you think the spiritual agenda was set loose? They're looking for the neurodivergence. They are using esoteric terms, quantum chaotic terms to lure you in. Did you know, it was brought to my attention by Michael that if I wanted to function with greater efficiency and amass a massive following, millions of people, all I had to do was publicly release a fraction of the wealth of information of quantum chaotic sciences and applied biospiritual theories that I'm aware of, just a fraction. It will bring everyone in. It will get them addicted. I don't want that. I'm careful with what I share. Why? I want you to be drawn to me because you see me as a mirror of your potential, a potential of empowerment, internal peace, sovereignty, autonomy that you will now be inspired to seek within yourself. Not so you can be like me, but so you can be yourself finally for the first time in your life. I don't want people worshiping me because they realize I know more than they do. I want equals to walk beside me, sit beside me, enjoy the view of our ascent back to our proper place at the top of the mountain. So be careful. Be careful of the gurus who wear the fabrics made from spun lies. And that's what Michael says. You guys got to be really careful. They're going to uptick a lot of this. Okay? It's going to go through the roof. The amount of spiritual content that's going to be released, much of it is controlled opposition. Much of it is a half truth, which is more dangerous than a full on lie because it creates division and internal fighting. Avoid that as much as you can. Go and learn and expose yourself to information that deeply resonates, but only take in what actually truly feels deeply within yourself as truth, right? And then leave the rest. Do this with everything and everyone you come across during this period. If you need to do this with me as well, where nothing else resonates and you need to go, I don't take it personally. Seriously, I don't. You're free. You're free. Truly, genuinely free. Learn everything you need to learn. I promise. When you're ready for the next part, you'll be back. You'll find me. You'll seek me out. Why? Because you'll realize everything I've told you is the truth. Sometimes, for that realization to occur, there must be an absence and an exposure to the antithesis. And when you do, you'll begin to understand the full gravity of just how honest I've been with you, with no expectation of anything in return, not even your continued presence. It's not because I don't care, it's because I believe you are free. You can't be free if even I am controlling you. Just can't. That doesn't work. Be careful of the people who were designed to lull your senses. Last thing I will share with you guys. It is extremely difficult to breach my space. It's not impossible, but it is fucking difficult. Very high price to pay for even trying. I get it. I get it. I'm very vigilant, very difficult for me to trust others. That's how it has to be. It requires lots of time and investment for me to begin to realize, like, okay, yeah, you're all good. You're not playing with me. You're fine. You're fine. We could be cool. Takes a long time, very long time. But I've come to realize these motherfucking ass demons, man, they've figured out one way they can overcome my defenses. Archaic esoterica. Yes. If you give me really advanced information, I will devour it, become addicted, and keep coming back for more. And it's not because you're giving me accurate information. It's not because you are an actual teacher sitting in a teacher capacity. It's because you've been given little tidbits, breadcrumbs that ping on my field and cause me to realize this information, it's stored inside me. I don't know where. So I'll keep exposing myself to you so you can keep pinging and pinging and pinging so I can find where it is and remember the full totality of it. It reminds me of, like, so we turned the backyard into a life-size Mario Kart. Of course. What? We have go-karts. So we turned it into a life-size Mario Kart course, and, like, every so often, we'll all go back there, and we'll just drive crazy as fuck with the kids. Everyone has seatbelts on, don't worry. And the last time we had, like, a full-on race, all the go-karts and the pit bike, and everyone was tearing shit up. At the end of it, when we were driving the go-karts back to the garage, one of the drivers was like, "I dropped my phone." I'm like, You mean in the car?" And they looked and it wasn't there, and they're like, "I think it fell out in the I think it fell out in the yard." And I was like, "Oh, no." And so I was calling their phone and calling their phone and calling their phone, and I was like, "Your ringer is on, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I kept calling it. It kept being pinged until they got close enough to be able to hear and really zero in on the location of the phone. That's the same thing. It's the same thing that I used to do. Demonic things would be like breadcrumbs, breadcrumbs, a bling. And I'm like, what is all this amazingness? More information. And now I realize that's how the fuck they get me all distracted and discombobulated so I can get breached. That's how. So, you know what's happened? As soon as Michael hears a ping, I'll show you. I am Michael because he's huge. This is Emmy. This is my head. Okay? He hears a ping. He's like, oh no. Like that. He just, no. And I'm like, but it's information. I want to know it. Give it to me. Give it to me. And he tells me if I calm down, he says, if you behave, return to spaces of neutrality, I will unlock the chamber of information for you. So I no longer have to allow myself to be exposed to that type of fuckery. Just to get what's already rightfully mine. It's already within me. There are those of you, not many, there are those of you within the community, and I think I've told you guys before, for these specific individuals, you come from a soul cloister that has access to a very, very elevated type of Akashic records. It's not the Akashic records that they talk about on all sorts of social media platforms. It's a very, very specific type. It's like classified information. The things, the books in the Akashic libraries that have been burned to erase the memory of the collective whole regarding that specific subject matter, it's still accessible in the classified Akashic. Certain types of people with certain types of code can access that. And I promise you, those type of people never share it on social media. They might be tasked by soul to share tidbits when the collective is ready, to kind of even the playing field so that you can have a little something, a nugget to help you to question, you know? But for the most part, the knowing is not released unless instructed by the pleroma. Yep. Hey, Teresa. I'm still deeply hurt about what they did in Alexandria. Deeply, deeply hurt. I will never, ever forgive that transgression. They burned hell as shit. Bastards. Okay, guys, I gotta go. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Also, I want to share this with you guys. Remember what I said earlier. If you choose to be part of the Abundance Amplifier event, it's going to be on August 5th. Limited seats. I will be also, it's a guided meditation. I'm going to be doing energy work. There's 2 different options. For those who choose the enhanced option, I'm also going to give you instruction on how to go ahead and do your own little fire ceremony that you will do the same time that I'm doing the public fire ceremony on the 8/8 portal. And this is going to help really push forward a lot of your manifestations, the desires, the things you're trying to bring to fruition. If it's aligned with the purpose that your soul is trying to get you to be aware of, there's no reason it can't manifest. None. The only thing that blocks that type of manifestation is you. So let's be about it. And that event, shit. Why am I like this, you guys? I was supposed to load that on the Soulworks Synergistic website. It's my way of raising funds for Soulworks Synergistics. I put it on Evil. Fucking tax liability bullshit. It's fine. I don't care. I'll incur the tax liability for that. It's fine. Tack it on my bill, Sam. Yeah, I'll incur that. Whatever. It's too late for me to change it. So if you do that, everything that comes in for the Abundance Amplifier event, it will be earmarked, and Emmy Evolving will be donating it to Soulworks Synergistics. Just a straight donation. And yeah. My brain's not really been working lately, so please forgive me. So yeah, the Abundance Amplifier event, that's a guided meditation that I'm going to be doing live. It's going to be recorded, so if you can't be there live on August 5th, you can definitely watch a recording and you can continue to access it for quite a while afterwards, at least a month, if not longer. And what ends up happening is every time you watch it, the energetic work that I do, the shifts that are kind of, imbued into your field because of the necessity of it, it's the work is redone every time you watch it because the energy is recorded. So whenever you watch it over and over and over, it's like I'm working on you again and again and again. You can watch it daily if you want. I would. I wouldn't. You know why? My voice sounds weird. It sounds weird to me. So I mean, I don't know. But if someone else did that and I purchased a ticket and I had the opportunity to watch it every day, heck yeah, I'll watch it every day. Might as well. It's like me working on you daily. So guys, go check it out. I'll see everyone again very, very soon. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I love you guys. And wait, what? Okay. I love you guys and I'll see you again very soon. Bye, everyone.